Gentlemen, right now we have Faker up against Caps on the Chinese super server. Both mid laners, of course, over in China right now, boot camping for MSI. And man, these two mids haven't faced off for a while, and I'm so excited to cover their first matchup ahead of MSI. Hopefully these two teams go head-to-head. T1, of course, had their opening games, played very well. G2 hasn't played yet because, of course, they are first seed, which means they don't have to go through the play-ins. A lot of people are predicting massive Eastern dominance from the Chinese and from the Korean teams, but I definitely think some of these EU teams might be able to go head-to-head in this current meta with these lane swaps happening. It's going to cause a little bit of chaos, and I genuinely think when it comes to raw mechanics, some of these EU players, like Caps, they have what it takes. It normally is coming down to team fights and macro that, as Caps goes in for the 1v1, Faker with the 360 no-scope, Caps confident, Faker backing up, and already Caps going aggressive, trying to get a solo kill, Faker standing his ground. Caps right now is the highest ranked boot camper out of any player at MSI. He's currently 250 LP Masters on the super server, with Faker just in Diamond, but obviously played a lot less games because he arrived later. Aurelion right now, S tier pick in pro play. Tristana also there. Other picks you're going to be seeing are things like Azir, things like Talia is getting played, Oriana. I think Faker is mainly going to be put towards things like the Ori, Azir, Talia. Asol, I think he will play, but you need to be careful with Asol sometimes. You're not able to get that scaling, and you're immobile into something like a Nautilus. Like this game, you just get CC'd up, and it's very actually hard to play. Aurelion Sol is a great carrying mage, but if the enemy has too much CC, man, it's just an instant death. Caps gets the reset, TP's in with Cull. He's going to try and stop Faker's recall here. Does he get there in time? Faker timed it perfectly. Faker gets the recall off. Caps gets the Cull, starts stacking. Faker TP's in. And whilst it seems like Caps has the upper hand in this matchup, if Faker can go even on Aurelion into Trist, it's a game-winning play for him because the late-game scaling is going to come in as he jumps in again. Faker holds his ground. Caps would definitely be used to a lot of players. When you jump in on Trist, a lot of players just back up and don't try and trade. If you just hold your ground, a lot of the time, the Tristana starts tanking minions and will actually out-trade herself. Don't be scared of Tristana and Faker. The GOAT holds his ground. A lot of people are asking me for my predictions. I'm currently 4-0 on MSI predictions. Not that hard, with a lot of favorites coming in. Today we have T1 versus FlyQuest and Top Esports versus Fnatic, I believe it is. I think Top are going to 2-0 Fnatic, and I think T1 are going to 2-0 FlyQuest. I think it's going to be double 2-0. It's sad to say, but they're my predictions. I think the Fnatic game is going to be a little bit closer, a little bit messier. I think FlyQuest are great. I love the way Bwipo played. But I think the difference between T1 and Fly individually, there's just some massive glaring differences. Caps gets another jump in. Faker EQ. Great trade by Caps. He's looking for the 1v1. Can he get it? 1 health from Faker. Both mid laners hold their flash. I thought something crazy was going to happen there. Caps is a 10 or so CS lead. Now Caps is not going to recall. When I verse Caps, I versed him 5-6 times. He always did this, where I thought he recalled. He doesn't. He's so goddamn greedy. Faker takes the recall, thinking it's going to be 1-for-1 recall, come back, even wave. Caps will stay on 1 health and shove 1 more wave out, which he just did. Risk his life, but get another 6 CS into the tower that Faker misses. Big advantage early to Caps. Once again, matchup favors Caps. And he just made it back before that Kiana could get on top of him as Lee Sin finds the Kiana. Lee Sin. Let's just watch the mid lane, bro. Gets the kill. And Faker going to go in, trying to collect it. Doesn't get it. And 0-5 lead for red team with a really good scaling comp. I'm a little bit nervous. I'm hoping it's not a stomp. As I think Kayaya, I think this is Gam's top laner. Also got Gam's support, I think, as well. Caps finds FAKER. But is he getting too greedy here? Maokai shows himself. FAKER goes in. Caps is going to trade back. He does have flash, holds everything, and just absolute calmness for Caps here. Playing aggressive, but confident as he jumps in, flashes, gets the solo kill onto FAKER. That is what I'm talking about. Does end up going down. FAKER blows flash, Caps blows flash. Maokai was there, luckily. And this is what I'm saying, man. These Western mids, like, if Humanoid or Caps starts getting a little bit of traction in these games, in this lane swap meta where maybe a little bit of, you know, these brawls are going to be happening and there's chaos, I genuinely think this could be a big upset tournament. In saying that, I'm still predicting today the two Eastern teams win. I'm still predicting that, but I'm just saying there's a chance. But I'm not skewing my predictions. I apologize. FAKER gonna clear out mid, down around about 15 CS. Caps massive lead here, and he is just gonna keep on jumping in. I reckon you can't freeze waves as Tristana, because eventually the auto passive as Lee Sin might be caught out here. FAKER. Oh, Kai'Sa level 5. Will FAKER chase? He won't. If you chase against Tristana, Caps are going to take your entire tower. Maokai with the flash, with the knockback. Kai'Sa with the shutdown. Beautiful bounce back here for blue team. And a lot of people want me to make my predictions for MSI winner. Gen.G. Church of Chovy, join it while you can. Thank you very much. Gen.G are winning MSI. I was talking to Chovy last night in my dreams, and he told me, he said, Drew, I'm sick of everybody calling me Choky internationally. I'm stepping up this tournament. And I said, my dear friend Chovy, it's about time. A lot of people think... Oh. Caps goes in. FAKER gonna WQ. Of course, when you're Wing on Aurelion, which is flying, you get amplified Q damage. So if you're able to get that and then just blast back. FAKER gonna be running really low mana with this setup. Normally you see Aurelions, they'll go tier into Rylai's. Caps pure dominance in this lane, chunking through. We almost have teleport coming up here. Gonna W out of base, almost made his way towards his Rylai's. And with champions like this Azir, like this Aurelion in meta right now, that's why I definitely think teams like Gen.G are going to benefit. A really heavy farming mid laner with a great junk sup, I think is just going to... Obviously, BLG going into the tournament's favorites. I don't think they're that good of a value play. I think if you're looking for a value play, top esports are probably your best bet. Or even G2. We just take half our health. Caps jumps in, but he actually gets ulted. FAKER goes down 1 health, gets killed once again. And I'm pretty sure he might have almost baited this Maokai. Caps jumps in. And he's going to get a double. What an absolute performance by Caps here, guys. There's been a couple of leaked scrims, and there was a leaked scrim of G2 versus BLG, which is Knight's team. BLG is the tournament favorites from China. Caps did very well in that game. They may not have won because their bot lane died 20-something times. But hey, Caps did well solo lane against Knight. It's a good start. It's a good showing. Caps definitely having... He's had a great year already. It's rare. Caps gets a lot of like flame for being Caps or Craps, you know, because he has a little bit of a variance in his playstyle, but he is actually a very, especially like just domestically, just such a consistent top tier mid. And this is what I'm saying about T1. I don't want to doubt FAKER, okay? I'm not the guy who maybe doubted FAKER last year and lost a lot of money. Caps goes in. Sorry, Caps goes out. Can FAKER get this? Lee Sin... Sorry, Kiana just smites it away. Caps gives the bounty over. Okay, a little bit embarrassing. And through this mid lane is where I think T1 might struggle. I've said it before. Faker is consistent sometimes. But I have definitely seen, and I know he was injured or whatever and he had to sub out last year. But he's definitely had glimmers of maybe being a weak link. I'll say it. Now, a lot of people are probably going to come and clown me and say, Drew, you just won Worlds. You had the most amazing performance. Let's let this tournament play out, and then we'll see. If I'm not saying T1 are bad. I'm just saying I prefer going with Gen G or BLG over T1. I'm just saying that. That's all I'm saying. As he should have enough for the Rylays now. 6 to 15, but it's only 3 kills separating the two teams. And this is on the Chinese super server, for those wondering. Of course, China has 22 servers. One server to rule them all called the super server. You got to be high diamond to apply and get approved, and you can start playing on it. Therefore, there's no technical bad players on the super server, and the people at the top are usually pretty good. But recently, a lot of streamers from China don't actually play on the super server. They mainly just, because the queue times are so high, because the play base is actually quite small, believe it or not. Most people just play on their local servers. Pros just would rather go into low elo and just smurf, which is fine. A lot of streamers do that. Faker. Do they find caps again? Aurelion Sol ultimate just misses. And Caps having to blow his flash is pretty huge. Blue team making their way back into the game. Super server, we average around about a kill a minute. Maybe 2 kills a minute, honestly more. Okay. I think Kiana might have entered there. Lee Sin counters Kiana. You're able to use your E to provide the true vision. This Jace is really something. Putting on a performance. I didn't mind the GAM performance. I didn't think it was embarrassing. I didn't mind the wildcard performances. Like, yes, they lost, and yes, I predicted and knew they were going to lose. They got a lot of kills and had a lot of moments where it wasn't just a depressing watch. I don't know whether this isn't just happening because of the meta at the moment, or just because of the way the game's played, but some years I remember watching playing games, and it was just like, it was like 6 kills to 0, and just a slow burn, boring. Nothing happening, and you're just like, why are we here? Why are we watching this? Yes, T1 dominate, top dominate, but at least it's like, the enemy team is bouncing back, getting kills. Is the gap closing? Maybe. Okay, Faker picks up his 2nd kill of the game. And blue team picking up a lot of goddamn bounties here, looking very, very neat. And we'll shove this through. Caps has probably blown his lead here, I'm not going to lie. Faker now is in Aurelion Sol's almost, I'm going to say, almost out of jail free card. He has 160 stars already, and you've made it to a state of the game where you're always going to be relevant and annoying. As he makes his way towards, of course, the Leandries. And it should be a side lane setup for Faker here. Gets his Mega Ult. It should be a side lane option for Faker. Depends on where he's going to be going to. It looks like he's going to go towards the top. Up against this Kennen. This Kennen is rank 12 on the super server. He's a Kennen one trick. I remember I saw him first on my super server ages ago videos. And he played Kennen mid. This guy, pretty famous. Faker trying to shove through topside. Caps is just ready for more skirmishes, but if any of these skirmishes don't work and Faker's soloing sides, you're just giving free scaling, okay? Faker pushes the wave. Faker has TP. Maokai goes down. Faker's going to use the TP. He has the big ult. It's going to come in. E. Ultimate's coming in. This is going to be huge. Oh my god. They take down the Aphelios. Faker's going to get the W reset. Gets the slow onto the Caps. Looking to try and pick. Oh my god. Oh my god. Caps goes down. And the Kaiser kills the Nautilus. Holy smokes. It's always awkward on Aurelion because you have that reset and the Q slows you. So you see a lot of Aurelions and they'll Q early and they get slowed before they can get the the Q on, right? And then they don't get the Rylai slow, and then it's just awkward. Faker's getting in the Q spams. Gonna shove the wave through. Finishes off his boots, and I definitely think you can see a bounty on Faker's head now. The longer this game goes out, this blue team scaling is going to be incredible. There's definitely chances for outplays on both ends.
Let's go.
Chinese spectator. He's pumped, bro. He wants Faker to win so bad. Little bit of bias. Caps might have found Faker. He's down a level, but Kiana's hovering. And this really is the Faker hours where it comes down more to decision making and team fighting out of the lane. He's definitely improved his lane. Oh, Nautilus.
Go.
We have ults, but I think he can just W out, gets stunned, gets cancelled, forces the flash. Caps doesn't flash over. Kiana coming in. And Kiana, is she able to land the ultimate? Invis, pops back in a double stun. But now she's a little bit caught out. Caps caught out as well, though. Goes down to the Jace TP. Massive play by blue team, taking the advantage. Caps, he looks for the play. He follows the Nautilus. But the thing you need to know about Nautilus players, gentlemen, is they're dumb. Don't trust Nautilus players. They're dumb. Straight up. They throw hooks. They don't have brains. Now, I don't want to offend anybody that plays Nautilus. I mean, no offense. But, bro, if there's any player/champion that I am not going to trust macroeconomically to follow, it's normally a Nautilus. I'll follow a hook if it's good. But, bro, if you're starting to make, like, end-game decision calls as a Nautilus, like, just throw your hooks and hit the ult, bro. Settle. The fuck down. All I'm going to say about that. Nautilus rant over. Heading back to base. CS lead finally for Faker picked up, but Caps has the flank. Oh, Caps predicted wrong. He went up into the alcoves. Nautilus has found him, but unkillable Demon King. Let's just see how good the name is. Jace is there though. And Faker, he's getting flanked now by the cannon. And geez. You gotta feel bad for the Jace who just paid 800 gold over, but thankfully, the Nautilus tax, he took the whole bounty to the Nautilus. What a shame. Check in PC now. And Faker makes his way out. He mind controls the Jace to die for him. Probably didn't even need to die. I reckon Faker would have lived without that, right? And Faker hits the 2-item combo on Aurelion. Hits his Rylai's, hits his Leandries. At this time, you should have 200 plus Stardust. Just start to group, start to win the game. It's as simple as that on Aurelion. Just can't get hit by Nautilus or Lee Sin. As he's using this W now, 220 Stardust. He's using this, you can see the range. We're not even late game. We're honestly just getting into mid-game. The only threat enemy team has is they have 3 dragons. That is the biggest threat. Faker's E starting to get gigantic. And it's good to see T1 playing solo queue again. They actually weren't able to play solo queue for a good month because of the internet attacks on their accounts in the Korean server. Caps gets the kill onto the Kiana. Caps goes down though. Faker is just playing it really slow. Look at him. Look how far back he's playing it. Autos the Gromp accidentally. And the Gromp just took half of Faker's Q combo. Enemy team are on the hunt. I think you honestly just call it a day there, guys. That Gromp is MVP for red team. Faker autoed it, aggroed it, then it cock blocked his Q going over the wall. Holy smokes. I reckon I would love to see a Dark Seal by Faker at 20 minutes. He won't do it. But man, the way this game is panning out, I just genuinely think it's impossible for Aurelion not to steamroll here. As he goes towards the hourglass. Boring. Well, I guess that's why I'm not a world champion. Itemization. Anything else? That I'm a world champion, everything else? Itemization, that must be what it is.
不是吧，兄弟们，他不是吧？应该不是吧？
Top lane wave crashing. Cap's up there. He's still not 2 items. It's really worrisome. He's actually going to start really falling behind if he isn't able to get a couple of kills or towers now. Because Tristana is great, but if you get behind on mid lane Tristana, he's the same level as the AD carry on his team. Usually levels, you're 2 levels above your AD, but he just doesn't have it. Kennon's on a rampage. Fake is slowly making his way towards 300 stars. Baron Rush, Baron Rush. I don't know why we're coin flipping. Kiana gets it, but they all go down so damn low. FAKER has ultimate to disengage. Caps on the trail. And I don't think FAKER wants to give this. And I believe they got it. Thank you very much. You should have enough maybe for Seekers here. Bang. Seekers now commanding position here. And this might be the way the G2 T1 game ends up going. Holy shit, that W range really balanced. This might be the way that end up T1 game going. They might get a couple of kills early, might get a little bit of traction, but T1's mid to late game macro, not many teams in the world can deal with that, except for Gen G in the finals. Not many teams can. Ooh. Well, maybe FAKER was going to look for the 1v1 there. Didn't get the base stop, though. The damage did not tick through. So Cap's going to TP into the bot lane. FAKER has TP, so he's free to be in the side lane. And this is what any good mid laner does when you have TP. You're splitting this TP side, right? And you're not just like, it's soul fight. But you running towards your team is so dumb because you want to split push the side lane, get waves, resources, then you want to TP cross. Because if something good happens there for you and your team at the dragon, you make a pick, you just get this out and you win the game. If nothing happens, you TP across. If your team gets picked and your TP's late, it is what it is. Bad play by your team, genuinely. They're going to give over the soul though, Mountain Soul. But my god, FAKER's had a little bit of time to himself to really process his thoughts in this side lane. And he reckons he's found something here. He W's in, hits the ultimate. That's going to come through and blast everybody for not very much damage, honestly. And now he's in a little bit of an awkward spot. Cap's trying to get the Maokai, not able to get him down. Lee Sin looking for the follow-up. Does he land the Q? Flash kick. Damn, son. Cannon doesn't have flash, though. It's going to be hard. FAKER puts down the E. FAKER puts down the W, cancels it, Qs again, gets a kill onto the Nautilus, and he's just waiting for the cooldowns to see. Look how FAKER plays that fight out. Like Kai'Sa is popping off, but he just is so passive, which is like it's sad, but he just waits. When is my moment? When is my moment? Well, that was the moment apparently with the Seekers up. Don't know about that one, but hey. When in Rome, it is what it is. We end up going down. He doesn't want to. You can see he completed the hourglass and he's gone back on himself. He said no. Yeah, well, no. Now he's completed it because now you've wasted the active. You've essentially, you may as well have used the active for the Seekers because you get it refreshes when you get the hourglass. So little bit of a hiccup or a mistake there by FAKER, but you can see his thought process. On a solo mission, letting his team go through, burn the cooldowns, burn everything, and then look to clean up. Biggest threat on the enemy team is this Aphelios.
299，哎，猜一下，300层，好了。
Aphelios is so good. I wouldn't be surprised if we start seeing a lot more Aphelios from these top tier teams at MSI. The bottom tier teams don't seem to run it, but Aphelios Lulu is great at the moment. And you're able to switch it into this lane swap and eat a lot of the plates. It's a great pick. FAKER didn't use the TP, which means he's still able to cut across. Same game plan, same style. Lee Sin kills the Kiana 4v5. FAKER He is a long way from home. He's 300 Stardust, though. And I wonder if he's going to have to use this TP. He does. TP's on the mid lane tower. He'll come through. He's going to W over the wall. WQ. Puts down the ultimate. Uses that hourglass. Might have to try and burn the... No, doesn't need to burn the flash. He's going to come across. Caps is going to try and play cleanup crew. Caps, can he get the Maokai? He does. He gets one, but that's all he's going to get. 27 minutes into the game. Is it endable? Through top side. 20 seconds on Aphelios. I don't think it is. Faker held his flash there. Has to drop the hourglass, but ends up being pretty good. Oh my lord. Oh my sweet lord. And even with Mountain Soul, red team, and a scaling Tristana Aphelios, they're not really able to get much done in these team fights. I want to say Fake is MVP, but this Kai'Sa, bro, holy shit. This Kai'Sa Maokai bot lane combo is insane. They're doing very well. Like he grabs that red, doesn't really matter. And we're going to head back. And next item, enemy team has a little bit of magic resist. But he is just going to go against it, and he's going to go straight for the Death Cap. Death Cap into probably Void or Crypto Bloom will be the build. And this is a fully scaled Faker, fully scaled Aurelion Soul with Flash. I would, if he doesn't completely pop off the next team fight, I'd be surprised. Look at that E. It takes up the whole lane. And this is why it's 28 minutes into the game. This is why in pro play you give an Aurelion Soul and you're not able to snowball the game. It's kind of like that Smolder factor where it kind of just feels like it's goddamn GG if you don't end early. As Faker pops everything. Now he'll just sit from a kilometer away and just... Wow, really good interaction, right, games? And he'll just hit Q, put it on the opponent, takes down, gets a double. Caps is going to TP for the flank, and that is GG. That is genuinely just GG. I think they can just end straight through top because Caps TP'd mid lane, but they don't need mid lane wave to end. They can go through top. And Nautilus. Caps gets the 1-for-1, but that's going to be it, gentlemen. Faker versus Caps. It looked very Caps heavy early game with some great play, but Faker, as always, he persists, and he comes out with a win. Maybe a preview for MSI. Thank you so much for watching. Glad I could bring this game to you guys. And I'll catch you all on my next game. Also doing co-streams of every MSI game. If you want to go across to my stream, that'd be great. But if not, have a great weekend, and I'll see you next time. Good night.